The 80-hour work week is completely mandatory as an entrepreneur. If you want to succeed long term, you will have to do this consistently over a long period of time. Everyone who has massive success and who's keeping that success had to do the 80-hour work week for an extended period of time in order for them to arrive where they're at right now. Those that haven't made it yet most probably have not done the 80-hour work week for an extended period of time in order for them to get what they want. If you just want to remain an employee, just give your money over to the S&P 500, Vanguard, mutual funds, all that stuff. Guess what's on the other side? It is entrepreneurs receiving that money and gaining their financial freedom so that you can have your nice, safe little retirement. If you want to be on the other side and be those entrepreneurs, you can be, but it's going to require the 80-hour work week. However, you have to also understand that it is possible to work too hard, and that will just create a bunch of problems, a bunch of detours, and it's not going to take you to where you want to go. In this video, I explain everything about this and more, so let's get right into it. The secret is found in your daily schedule. It will always be about your daily schedule, especially since we're trying to do the 80-hour work week consistently over an extended, long period of time. That means that we have to bring into the discussion habits. Because if you build a habit, it becomes part of who you are. It is no longer something that is outside of you. It is part of your core if you continuously are doing it on a daily basis. This is why I argue for a 7-day work week. Not just 5, a 7-day work week when you put in 11.5 hours every single day consistently over a long period of time. That amounts to 80-hour work weeks, which means that you will have 8 hours of sleep. Sometimes you need 9, sometimes you need 10. And that's completely fine because the only place you're going to be stealing that time from for sleep when you need it is your free time. That free time is 4.5 hours when you sleep 8 hours. So you see, if you do the average 11.5 hours per day, you sleep for 8 hours a day, then you've got 4.5 hours to take care of everything else that needs to be taken care of in order for you to get the work right and your sleep right. And those are the only 3 parts of your daily schedule. Are you using those 4.5 critical hours the right way? Because if you are not, it's not going to be able to be sustainable in the long run. Those 4.5 hours, what do you do with those hours? What is it that keeps things sustainable? It's just preparation. Let's say, for example, you want to sleep 8 hours. You know you need that 1 hour before bedtime to kind of calm down, to make sure that you brush your teeth, kind of wind down, put your phone away, devices away, and relax with maybe some journaling and looking over your financials and like taking care of business so that you can actually relax and fall asleep immediately once you actually put that head to the pillow. It's in the free time hours that the secret is found. Although the secret is work and the secret is sleep, it's the 4.5 hours that you use for preparation that makes everything else possible. This is why you have to give up gaming. This is why you can't exercise for an hour or 2 hours a day, because you'll eventually steal from one or the other. You'll steal from work and you'll steal from sleep if you try to overextend yourself during those few short hours of free time. There's a lot of people that try to make time for girlfriends, or try to make time for going to university, or trying to make time for extended visits with family, with vacations, with travel and stuff like that. Bro, you're building your foundation here. We ain't got time for that during the foundation building of your life. We're not talking about 5 years or 10 years here. We're talking about just 2 years. 3 max, where you set up your financial foundation so strongly that you never have to work for anyone else ever again in terms of them deciding your daily schedule. You know how nice it is to be able to choose your 11 and a half hours and what you work on those 11 and a half hours instead of doing something random for a corporate job? It's completely different. It's intense. Okay, so let's go right back to understanding the sleep aspect of things, because this is the thing that causes inconsistencies. If you don't get enough sleep, what happens as a natural result? You become sleepy. When you're sleepy, your work is not very productive, not very efficient, or effective. When you're sleepy, you put yourself and others and your productivity at risk. Take it from me, man. I've gone through the 80-hour work week multiple times in my life, extended for a long period of time. And there were times when I could have died because I did not make sure that I had the correct allotment of sleep and that I worked less than 11 and a half hours a day. And as a result, it caused me to sometimes have situations where detours did happen and detours could have happened that would have destroyed the entire consistency and evolution of that exponential growth curve that I'm trying to create. Lack of sleep creates sickness. Lack of sleep creates injury. Lack of sleep creates mistakes that are unnecessary and potentially injury or life-threatening. These are the detours you're trying to avoid. You want to be able to stroll your way to financial freedom. You don't have to run because it's a marathon. And once you actually develop the habit of doing the 80-hour work week and it just becomes a natural part of who you are, you don't have to worry about anything else. You just do the daily grind that you need to do, and then tomorrow you're going to repeat it again. And then the next day you're going to repeat it again. And whenever you wake up in the morning, you're going to feel like, man, I just feel like I did this exact same thing yesterday. You did, okay? And tomorrow morning is going to feel exactly the same. The only difference that will happen from day 1 to day 2 to day 3 to day 1465, right? If you're going to extend it that far, is that you will have changed. Because the cool part about business and the cool part about your mind is that it expands the more you understand something. The more you try to tackle a problem, the more the solution evolves and you begin to figure out, oh, I know how to do this now. I can teach other people how to do this now, and now I'm duplicating myself. Boom. You're slowly but surely developing your freedom as a natural result. It's really powerful concepts we're talking about here, but most people don't understand it because they've never done the 80-hour work week and they still have the limiting belief that they cannot succeed. It's insane. If you have a lack of sleep, you most likely will lose one of your jobs. If you lose one of your jobs, guess what happens with your business? It's going to take a turn, a negative turn for the worse, because now you have to turn your attention to, oh my gosh, my cash flow is low, and now I have to go out and seek another job instead. And oh, my business is slowing down now because I'm not investing much time in it because I'm focused on getting a job and focused on getting trained in that job and focused on this, that. Diversification. This only happened because of lack of sleep. So you're now beginning to understand everything that needs to happen in your daily schedule for you to be consistent on this journey. You cannot do this consistently if you're not getting enough sleep. That's why I want to mention to you about the graveyard shift or the night shift. So many people are trying to do the night shift because that's when they can work to make more money, right? They believe that the 80-hour work week is designed so that they can build up their cash flow and make a lot of money, no matter if it's going to go, hinder my sleep and hinder my work hours in my business because I need the money. No, you don't need the money. You need the work ethic. You need the habit of simply showing up every day, doing the same thing, boring, mundane, no variety whatsoever, and you feeling like, man, is this it? Is this my life? and then still going for it no matter what. That's what you need to experience. And honestly, what I've noticed, it works best when you're working minimum wage jobs and not looking up, not trying to get a promotion, not trying to, what other job can I get? Because then you suddenly have to get trained again. You want to have jobs that don't require a brain, where you get a minimum wage that teaches you a massive work ethic, where other people are looking over your shoulder and say, you came late, or you're doing this wrong, or you're doing that wrong, so that you can learn people skills, and so that you can actually move towards thinking about business all day long because you're doing your job right, because now you've been trained, because you had to, right, in order for you to not be disturbed in your train of thought. And now you're actually doing that simple job, not seeking a promotion, not seeking to get to another job, but just doing what needs to get done so that you can take off and work your business for those 3.5 hours after your full-time job. That is the key, because eventually those 3.5 hours are going to become gold. And it's going to become gold enough for you to quit your full-time job. And it will have gone such a long period of time. It could be a year, could be 18 months, could be 2 years. But the moment you stop that full-time job and enter full-time into business, having had that work ethic for an extended period of time, that's when the magic truly happens. And so few people understand this. And that's what I'm trying to help them understand, because when they do understand and when they go through the process, they're like, whoa, you knew this from the very beginning. Absolutely. This is how it works. And my ways of doing things are, yes, a little bit different than everyone else's, but these principles work. And if you apply them and make sure that you take care of your daily schedule and you get my opinion on it, make sure you DM me on Instagram. Let's take care of business, man. Let's get you your freedom within the next 2 to 3 years so that you don't have to work a minimum wage job for the next 40 years. Okay? Let's take care of business, brother. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.